Um, so without further ado, I'll hand it over to you, Chris.
Thank you, Sam. So, hi, my name's Chris Canna. I'm the Vice President of Real Estate Development for CIL. Thank you for joining us today. The purpose of this brief presentation is to introduce you to CIL and the types of properties that we're looking to acquire, and to show you some examples of what we use those properties for. So CIL, we're a nonprofit real estate development company based in Hartford, Connecticut. We work throughout Connecticut and Massachusetts. And we were founded 40 years ago by service providers for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities to develop housing for people coming out of state institutions in Connecticut and then later on in Massachusetts. So we've done a wide variety of housing types over the last 40 years, but the majority of what we've done and continue to do today are community residences or group homes for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities and acquired brain injuries. Those homes are typically four or five people. And I wanted to walk through, just a couple quick examples of those homes to give you a kind of better idea of what they look like. We both acquire existing homes and retrofit them, and also acquire vacant lots and build new construction. This house here is an example of a rehab we did in Connecticut for an organization called Opportunity House, where we purchased a 3-bedroom ranch and converted the garage to allow, in Connecticut, 6 beds and 2 fully accessible baths. In Massachusetts, the max is 5 beds. The house was built for 6 individuals who CIL originally developed a home for in the 1980s. That was a split level. And as the people aged, the split level became challenging for them to navigate with all the stairs. So we moved them to this, we developed this home so that they could have single floor living and be able to move more freely around the house. And one of the residents, Elaine, she's legally blind, so it was very important for her to have an accessible house, but she loves to play the piano. So one of the important things that we incorporated into the house was an extra living area where she could have a piano while still allowing the other residents to have their own individual space as well. Steven's another resident. He has some stability challenges. So again, the single floor living was really important for him, but he still gets outside to play basketball a lot with the other residents and is really enjoying the safety in his new home. So this next house is a new construction home that we built for the Arc of Greater Plymouth in Massachusetts. This is a home for residents with acquired brain injuries. And again, accessibility here is really important. So when we build these new homes, they have zero elevation change for the entries. They have wider doors, wider hallways, 2 accessible bathrooms, so that the residents can move around as easily as possible. And in this particular house, several of the residents were in wheelchairs. So it was really important to have accessibility. And one of those residents is Judy. She was very excited when we came and took photos on this day. She was all dressed up and she was proudly showing us her photo of her from her days when she was a server at the Playboy Club in Boston. So, just kind of an example of like, it's all types of people that live in our homes that don't easily fit into kind of, I think, typical stereotypes. So when we're looking for lots like this the new construction home I showed, we're really looking for a basic single family home lot that can accommodate a 3,200 square foot footprint. Because like I said, we have 4 to 5 bedrooms and usually a couple accessible baths. So it's a little bit larger footprint than typical, but not an overly large home. typically we're looking for 3/4 of an acre or more. Relatively flat is great, little to no wetlands impact. A dream lot is on city water, city sewer, but well and septic will work. So for new construction, anything you have 3/4 an acre or more that is developable for a single family home will probably work for us as well. For renovations, we need to, our typical house, like I said, is 4 to 5 bedrooms, 2 accessible baths. So we're typically buying a 3 or 4 bed and doing an addition or converting our garage to add additional bedrooms and bathrooms to make the house work. Again, city water, city sewer is ideal, but we can make well and septic work. I should also add that, again, accessibility is key. The vast majority of our homes need to be able to be made fully accessible. So we're often looking for single-story houses. And so I think there's an opportunity to partner with towns to acquire town-owned land, because our mission, providing adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities a place to live in their community. These are often people that are from the towns or the surrounding towns that we are trying to locate them in. And for the towns, each bedroom counts as an affordable housing unit. And we pay market price. We do not require any subsidy from the town. We are not applying for any direct subsidy from the state. We use 100% private financing to acquire and develop the homes that we do. And then we lease the properties to the service provider on a 30-year capital lease, and we donate the home to them at the end. So at no point do we need any local subsidy from the town. And again, we are able to pay market price up front. So I do view it as a kind of win-win when we can partner with towns. So that's my brief spiel. I'll open it up to any questions anybody has. Do you see any, Sam? I'm not seeing anything.
Nope, no questions so far.